It had been one of those days where nothing went right. I walked into our home after another long, exhausting day at work, hoping for a peaceful evening. But as soon as I stepped in, I could tell something was off. My wife, Emily, was sitting on the couch, her eyes glued to her phone, her expression distant. We had been drifting apart for weeks, with the constant rush of work and life keeping us from connecting. I had hoped tonight would be different. I was hoping for some intimacy, some reconnection, something to remind me of the bond we once had. "Hey, babe," I said, trying to break the silence. "How was your day?" She barely looked up. "It was fine," she muttered, not even looking at me. She was distracted, her attention focused entirely on her phone screen. I felt a pang of disappointment, but I didn't want to push it. Instead, I grabbed a beer from the fridge, trying to relax. I sat down beside her, hoping to spark some conversation, but it didn't work. She barely responded. "How about we go out for dinner? We haven't had a night to ourselves in a while," I suggested, trying to offer an escape from the routine. She sighed and put her phone down, finally looking at me, though her expression remained indifferent. "I'm not in the mood tonight," she said, her voice flat and uninterested. The words stung. They always did, but tonight, for some reason, it felt worse. I tried to mask my frustration, but it was hard. "Okay," I said, forcing a smile. "Maybe we can just relax here, watch a movie or something?" But she was already getting up, walking toward the bedroom. "I'm just going to rest for a bit," she said over her shoulder, the door to the bedroom clicking shut behind her. I sat there for a moment, staring at the TV that had long been muted, the silence in the room deafening. I could feel the emotional distance between us, thick and suffocating. This wasn't the first time she'd turned down my attempts at connection, but tonight felt different. I didn't know what to do, how to fix it. As I sat there, trying to make sense of my feelings, I heard a knock at the door. I wasn't expecting anyone. But when I opened it, I found her younger sister, Lily, standing there with a warm smile on her face. "Hey, Ben. How have you been?" Lily asked, stepping inside without waiting for an answer. She was always cheerful, and tonight, her energy felt like a breath of fresh air. I was a little surprised to see her. "Lily, hey, what brings you here? Just thought I'd drop by and see how you two are doing," she said, her voice bubbly as ever. "I haven't seen much of you guys lately. Is everything okay?" I sighed, rubbing my temples. "It's been tough. Emily and I haven't really been connecting lately. She's been distant, and I don't know what to do about it." Lily's smile faded slightly as she took a seat across from me on the couch. "I'm sorry to hear that. Relationships can be tricky, especially when life gets in the way." She paused, then added, "But I know how you feel. Sometimes it's hard to get back to where you were before." I nodded, feeling the weight of her words. She was right, but something about her presence, her openness, made me feel a little less alone in this moment. I miss her," I said, my voice almost a whisper. "I miss feeling close to her, the way we used to be." Lily looked at me for a moment, her expression soft. She then stood up and walked over to the window, staring out for a moment before turning back to me. "You know, Ben," she began, her voice quieter now, "sometimes we just need a little spark, a reminder of what we have. Maybe I can help with that." I looked up at her, confused by what she meant. But before I could ask, Lily took a step closer, her voice dropping to a near whisper. "I know things have been hard, but maybe it's time you didn't wait for Emily to give you what you need. Maybe you deserve something more now." I could feel my heart racing, a mix of confusion, curiosity, and guilt flooding me. Lily was Emily's younger sister, the one person who had always been there when things got rough between Emily and me. She was a vibrant 22-year-old with an energy that was the complete opposite of Emily's more reserved nature. She was beautiful, carefree, and always had a way of getting under my skin. But I never thought it would come to this. Before I could respond, Lily stepped even closer. "You don't have to wait anymore, Ben. If Emily isn't going to give you what you need, maybe I can." I froze. The weight of her words hung in the air like a dark cloud. I wanted to step back, to say something, anything, but the temptation was there, pulling at me. The thought of escaping the hurt, the distance that had been growing between Emily and me, was overwhelming. But just as I was about to say something, I heard the soft sound of footsteps coming from the hallway. The door to the bedroom creaked open, and there stood Emily, her eyes locked on Lily and me. There was no anger on her face, no confrontation, just a quiet, almost resigned look as she surveyed the scene before her. Lily quickly stepped back, her expression unreadable, but I could see the tension between her and Emily, a silent understanding passing between them. Emily didn't say anything. She just turned and walked back into the bedroom, the door clicking shut softly behind her. I stood there, frozen, unsure of what had just happened. Lily's eyes met mine, and there was something in them, something I couldn't fully understand. "Maybe now is the time to decide what you really want," she whispered. I stood there, motionless, my mind racing. What had just happened? What was I supposed to do now?